So we have two projects actually, and we're under the umbrella of community hacking. And community hacking is quite a playful term, but it really deals with a community in Wester Hailes, which is west of Edinburgh. And the community is fantastic. They were part of a big Edinburgh modern initiative to build tower blocks and sky rises to be the future. But actually, since the 70s through the 80s and more into the 90s, funding cuts made a real difference and the community had to be more resourceful. And we've really returned to that space because in the last 10 years, more cuts have prevented them perhaps sustaining the things that they really enjoyed, community newspapers. So we've really introduced design at a digital level to try and understand how social networking can bond and build bridges across a community. So the disciplines involved have really been about place. So really understanding how networking can help foster place. So geography is obviously an interesting one. History and anthropology, understanding that place is a people thing. And then the design and the arts have come in, particularly the digital arts, understanding how social networking is a bit about place. It often isn't. It's often about the big cloud, and we wanted to negotiate a sense of place. But the social sciences in particular, and geography, as I say, and design, the home of us. We incorporate design quite carefully, actually. Whale Arts was one of the partners, and they have a fantastic centre in the community where they worked on the material arts. So they designed and they carved with the community this wooden pole. So very, very material. Then working with the team there as well, but also at Edinburgh College of Art, we work with PhD students to help develop a digital infrastructure behind it. So when we attach the QR code, there's a big architecture behind and that supports a community journalism dimension, a newspaper, but also the ability to leave messages on the pole. So the design intervention for me is the coupling of the immaterial with this material. The methods have been quite varied. We've come from my perspective, we've come from an arts direction, so we've used a lot of co-design and participatory design. So that meant linking up with Whale and Prospect, and initially working in the shopping centre and any events that the team could suggest were a good place to meet people. We had an RA anthropologist who had good expertise in negotiating and offering ways in with people. And in particular, we used photographs from the past. Prospect gave us photographs of how it used to look 20, 15 years ago. And we used those to evoke memories and nostalgia. And then it was a matter of running workshops that allowed those memories to turn into actions for the now, for the present and the future.
Hi, I'm Alison Reeves. I'm the creative director here at Whale Arts. We're standing in our visual arts workshop at the moment, and we were a community partner with the University of Edinburgh.
Hi, I'm Roy McCrone. I'm a member of staff at Prospect Community Housing. We're the local housing association, and we started off this process maybe by rescuing the archive of the old local community newspaper, The Sentinel.
My name is Ewan Howard, and I'm a resident and volunteer in Wester Hailes, and I've lived here for 24 years. I'm mainly involved with the Wester Hailes Health Agency and the Dove Centre for the Over 50s. 2 or 3
of people locally and local groups were looking at potential projects, and then I think Ewan made the breakthrough as far as this is concerned by making contact with Chris.
We wrote a grant. But we needed stakeholders, so that's where I came in. I worked with a couple of academics who responded to Connected Communities theme, and it just so happened that this community had the best ground. They had the scaffolding all in place just to link a few pieces together. So this is a digital totem pole. It's digital because it has these unique QR codes. Half of the QR codes around are for reading, so you can read data about the local information. There's a Facebook site, there's lots of memories. Some of the other cool things is it's also writing, so I can scan it, just like so, and I can then get information about what's happening around the local area. The key thing is the design intervention is it's a local cloud, which means that instead of just communicating all around the world, it means people have to come to the pole, and they know that when they leave things on the pole, they can also pick up things on the pole. So it's just for the locals.
Like me. We also have here something we're very proud of, and we're involved, the health agency is involved in a series of social history guided walks. And when we spoke with Chris about the possibility of having a small booklet complete with its own QR codes for each of the 9 walks, then lo and behold, that became another tangible outcome as well as the totem pole.
I would certainly say look for a community that is already confident and articulate, that has community-led organisations who are already doing this kind of work. It solves hundreds of problems, I think.
I would say use your imagination and try and do new things, and I'm amazed at where we've got to in this sort of wide social history project as compared to where we started. And the ideas that we had at the beginning have evolved and changed and grown enormously over the last few years.
My tip would be to challenge the academics. You know, they'll have things that they've set their minds on, what they want to do. So make sure you don't just abide by that. We were lucky in our case, is that almost everything we suggested, Chris managed to adapt his own thinking to cater for, and very successfully, you know, from both our perspectives. So that would be challenge the academics.
And I'd probably, the way the applications are set up is you have to have a very clear model of work packages, timescale and budgets. You'll have to be prepared to they'll have to be prepared to throw that out, because you have to be responsive, and it is a family stroke organised response framework. So planning it meticulously in an ivory tower in a university won't work. You're going to have to know the community very well, and we're going to have to work this out together. So things will go wrong, things will go right, but this idea of the next steps, as Alison said, it's complicated, and the best planning won't work.